We're in Westchester for a top 3 matchup inside of the GMC. The Mason Comets pay a visit to the Lakota West Firebirds one day before the OHSAA tournament bracket draw. I'm Ben Haller alongside Andrew Little. Andrew, what are you excited for in this matchup?
Well, I'm excited to see these two rivals match up yet again. We saw these two teams play a few months back. Mason took a resounding victory, 55-28 over Lakota West. It was a dominant performance from Kyla Odaker, and as you mentioned, the tournament getting revealed soon. This is a chance for Mason to make another statement game.
This is the last game for both teams that will matter on each team's tournament resume. If we take a look at Mason right now, they only have 2 losses. One of those coming in Tennessee and the other one coming on their second game of the season at Lakota East. They're only have 1 loss in the GMC. We talked about Lakota East, so they're tied with Princeton and do have that tiebreaker over Princeton. But the way it works, there's no tiebreaker. If 2 teams are to tie at the top of the GMC, they both take home GMC championship honors and are crowned as co-champions. So that's another thing for Mason on the line.
Yeah, Mason coming off that big win against Lakota East on Wednesday. Looking to complete the season sweep here of the Firebirds.
Okay, season sweep of a lot of teams. It feels like they have done the last few years. And Oldacre's going to win the tip. Parrish bringing it up. The surprising freshman guard has had a great season. Gabby Rosano can't handle that one.
Yeah, and last time these two teams played, the Comets did not have a lot of turnovers. And that's not a great start there, already having one.
West is going to come out in their look. Amanda Barnes playing pressure defense. She was out for a couple of games with an injury earlier. It's nice to have her back. And it looks like Lakota West is going to return the favor with a turnover of their own.
Yeah, the Comets playing some tight defense there. Just forced the ball out. Really setting the tone early on in this game.
Looks like Mason was coming out in the line. Look across the free throw line. There's Oldacre, the Miami commit. Can't finish. Gabby Rosano, her try's no good. And after 3 tries, Kyla Oldacre's able to get it to go. The All-American, just named an All-American on Thursday.
I mean, what more can you say about Kyla Oldacre? Just dominant player. Lakota West does not have a lot of size. We saw no 6-footers last time these two teams played. Double-double for Oldacre. Also added 6 assists. So she's a very complete player. And the Firebirds have not had an answer for her this season.
Flores trying to drive, will finally kick over in the corner. Oldacre with some good defense. Her size is very intimidating. The inside look to Lily Johnson. That's going to be good. And Lakota West is on the board.
Johnson, only a sophomore. She's been a nice piece for them this season.
They've had a lot of kind of holes to fill after last year's team as Oldacre gets fouled with a transfer of Chance Gray.
Dakota West foul number 5, Mira Flores, send Kyla Oldacre to the line for 2 shots.
We'll take a look at that foul again. Nice job by Kyla Oldacre getting strong, and there's really nothing that Flores could have done there, and Oldacre's able to knock down the first free throw as well.
Yeah, over a foot height difference between Oldacre and Flores. Like you mentioned, Ben, not much more you could have done there.
Oldacre gets both to go. Comets back with that 2-point lead.
And on Wednesday night, Oldacre was sent to the line a lot of times and shot around 50%, but off to a good start today. That's going to be key.
And this time it's going to be Amanda Barnes who commits the foul heading to the line. That'll be Flores. Flores, one of the only returning varsity players for the Lakota West team. She has a couple years of experience on the varsity level.
Yeah, and she's really carried the load offensively for this team.
Unable to connect on the first free throw.
Here in Kiera Gregory Flores, averaging about 10 points a game.
Both free throws will go for Flores. Or excuse me, one of 2 free throws will go for Flores. Comets keep a 1-point lead. Lakota West look to be in a little bit of a 2-3 zone. Parrish will take a deep three, can't knock it down, but Rezig, undersized, gets the rebound. This time it's Barnes. So Mason's had a few offensive rebounds so far, but they've converted on all of them.
And that's where that size difference is really just going to come into play. You know, when you have a smaller team like Lakota West was, you can either try to play Mason's bigs off the floor, or you're just going to get overwhelmed, and so far it's been the latter.
A deep three going to be taken and banked in there for Lily Johnson. Johnson's responsible for 5 of the 6 Firebirds points so far. Those bank threes are always momentum changers. Let's see if Lakota West can capitalize. Going to look inside to Oldacre. Finally finds Gabby Rosano. She likes those corner threes. Can't hit this one. And another foul on Amanda Barnes. That's her second, and she'll be forced to come out now. Braden Johnson checking in.
The Comets, yeah, already 3 fouls. Barnes has 2. Starting to find themselves in 2 fouls. Starting to find themselves in a bit of foul trouble.
You know, that's always been a problem, or we've seen that a few times as a problem for Oldacre so far this season, is getting her in foul trouble, and then Mason loses that height advantage a little bit. They still have Rosano. Another three is going to be taken by Johnson and missed. Paris tries to push now. Gets it back to Rezig on the right wing. Comets trying to beat this 2-3 zone. They're double teaming Kyla Oldacre down low, and that's a triple team right there. And tries to finish, but before they're going to get her with a charge. Say she swung her elbows maybe a little too much. That's going to be Oldacre's first foul.
And that's a big momentum swing. Oldacre looked like she was about to score some points. Now has a foul early in this first half. Lakota West looks like their game plan's working as they're tied with the mighty Mason Comets.
We're halfway through the first quarter. Comets, like you mentioned, tied with the Firebirds. Well, Lakota West is going to throw that one away. It'll go Mason's direction. That turnover coming from Dorman. Dorman's kind of that defensive rebound kind of player for Lakota West. She does a lot of the dirty work. And there's Johnson, just a little too aggressive. That's her first foul.
Yeah, and you mentioned Emily Dorman. They're going to count on her a lot today to try to slow down Kyla Oldacre. They're going to need her to get a lot of boards today.
Contested three this time for Rosano. Rins out. And that'll be out of bounds going Lakota West direction. So 2 threes taken by Rosano so far. We're only halfway through the first quarter.
This is Lakota side or the visitor side?
Drive now for the newly checked in Noir. The take by Johnson's no good. Rebound taken by Maddie Parrish. Rosano had trouble with it again. Finally gets it back. Oldacre, a strong drive to the rack and gets it to go. Kyla Oldacre is almost impossible to stop once she gets going. And she's got her second bucket of the game. Comets take back that 2-point lead.
And when Kyla Oldacre is coming downhill with the ball in her hands, like you said, there's nothing you can do to stop her. Right now, she's willing the Comets to a lead.
A good look down low, and Amara Flores is able to finish. Back and forth we go here at Lakota West.
Flores may have a smaller stature, but she uses it very well. They're able to get herself positioning under the basket, tie this game back.
2:28 to go here in this first quarter. Parrish takes a deep three. That's going to be no good.
The three's just not falling for the Comets right now. We know that's a big part of what they like to do, especially Parrish.
Well, their game plan coming in is probably 2-3 is a big weakness, or 3 are a big weakness of the 2-3 zone. So Lakota West is trying to counter that, but Lakota West is doing a good job on the perimeter, and that's hard to do in that kind of zone. But Flores took one too many steps before getting it out of her hands. She knew it too, frustrated with that one. Kind of an unforced turnover now. We've seen a few of those from Lakota West so far in the first quarter with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, and we've seen the blueprint on how to beat this Mason Comets team with the other Lakota East. It's forced a lot of turnovers, have the Comets not shoot very well. I mean, the West has done that so far. Just as I say that, Rosano knocks down a three.
Rosano sticks with the three-point shot. That's her third attempt of the game, and she's finally able to get one to go. Makes it 11-8. And another turnover for Lakota West. This time looked like it was forced. Good defense from Resig and Parrish.
That's the second time already we've seen Parrish kind of knock the ball out. She's very active defensively, towards the top of the GMC in steals per game.
Sanders will check in for Resig. 1:30 to go here in the first. Parrish getting it to Rosano in the corner this time. Better defense on her on the three-point line. Sanders thought about a three. He'll get it into Oldacre. Good ball movement for a kick out to Parrish. She can't get it to go, but another offensive board for Mason. Parrish tries to drive, but good defense there for Amara Flores. They'll try Oldacre again. The kick to Rosano. Rosano's got her second three of the game. How about the ball movement and the work on the offensive glass for the Comets?
Yeah, the Comets right now just completely exploiting that 2-3 zone. Getting a lot of open threes, moving the ball around.
And one for Amara Flores, and Matula's not happy with that defense. Becca Sanders will be tasked with a foul. And that'll be Presley Daniels coming in to get Braden Johnson.
And Flores is so aggressive when she gets in the paint. We've seen it a couple times tonight. Already got 4 points from inside the paint.
She's able to complete the three-point play and cut this Comet lead to one possession. 34 seconds to go. You likely see Mason holding for the last shot. If you're Coach Andy Fishman, you got to be happy with the first quarter that your team's played offensively. Defensively, it was a little shaky. Sanders will be fouled at the three-point line with 9 seconds on the clock. Parrish kicks it to Daniels, 5 seconds on the clock. Sanders will take the open three. Can't get it to go. And that'll end the first quarter. Comets up by 3, 14-11 on the Lakota West Firebirds. Stay with us for second quarter action here on Mason Sports Radio.
I would compare myself to a gazelle because growing up, coaches always told me that I run like a gazelle, like long strides. I feel like a dog. It's basic.
A panda because they're fluffy and soft.
It would probably be a dog because I'm kind of loud.
A dolphin because they like to swim and I like to swim too.
Probably a deer because everyone associates me with a deer.
A giraffe because I'm really tall. Probably a cat because I like sleeping.
Any animal, I'll compare myself to a giraffe because, I'm both tall and then, strong, so period.
I'd be like a rhino because I like to box people out in basketball and they're pretty rough.
Probably a mouse because they're small but fast.
If a song played every single time I walked in the room, it would probably be TikTok by Kesha because it goes, "The party don't start till I walk in." Party in the USA.
Winning by Kyle Clark.
Party by Chris Brown.
Probably Eeny Meeny by
Welcome back into Lakota West High School, where they trail the Comets by 3. Mason tied for first in the Greater Miami Conference with Princeton, and they do have that tiebreaker with the win. Coming out here, Mason playing aggressive man defense. Gregory kicks it over to Noir. Good defense by Kyla Oldacre. And that's Elizabeth Key in the corner.
Yeah, the Comets with this man right now. Man defense doing a really good job of switching, not giving West any open looks.
And Waugh took too many steps. Good defense from Oldacre. Lakota West fans wanted a foul, but it'll be another Lakota West turnover to start the second quarter.
And that's really been their downfalls so far. Offensively, they've played all right. Their shots are going in. They've been able to force some turnovers on the defensive end of the ball, but they just cannot convert.
Presley Daniels takes a contested three and knocks that down. Her first shot attempt of the afternoon.
Comets starting to heat up from behind the line. They missed their first 3 or 4 attempts, but then Rosano's made 2 in a row. Now Daniels adding to the three-point barrage.
Parrish and Daniels come up to trap. Amara Flores has to get it off. And they get it to Gregory. A nice crossover, but can't get the floater to go. Parrish takes the rebound, will take it herself. A nice find to Becca Sanders and finishes. How about the rebound and the assist from Parrish? You know, she doesn't get the points for that one, but adding up some other stats.
Yeah, some unbelievable court vision there from Parrish.
Yeah, she's only a freshman, too. You would not have guessed that coming into this game watching her play.
Yeah, her development this season has been unbelievable. She's really become arguably one of the top leaders on this team. You know, only one senior in Oldacre. She's been the most vocal on the court. But Parrish really leading by example.
Rosano's like that spot from 3, unable to get this one to go. Lakota West will go the other way. Inside, Dorman can't get her turnaround jumper. This Comet team doing a really good job of not giving up any good shots for Lakota West. They've had to take some contested ones. On offense is the shot-making ability from Mason. That's been key. We'll see if Sanders can knock one down, and she can. It's a 3-point party for the Mason Comets, and they've now doubled Lakota West score, 22-11. And Coach Andy Fishman wants a timeout. We'll take a quick break. Mason starting to catch fire.
Are you tired of wearing the same old boring clothing every day? If that's the case, come on down to the Comet Zone. Open every day during lunch except for Thursdays. The Comet Zone is filled with many options to have you looking fly every single day. From sweatshirts to t-shirts to jackets, the Comet Zone has clothes for every occasion. Come on down to the Comet Zone for your Mason spirit needs. The Comet Zone, your one-stop spirit shop.
This Mason team is starting to get it going from the three-point line in the second quarter. 5:19 to go till halftime, and we've seen some threes from Daniels and Sanders, and Rosano's knocked a couple of them down.
Yeah, not only have they come up with a new fire offensively, their defensive intensity has also been much improved in the second quarter. No points allowed through 3 minutes.
Mason does lead the second quarter right now, 8-0. And a tie-up gets to Noir. Duerman finally on the board for the Firebirds.
Yeah, Firebirds finally able to find a hole in that Comets defense. And Dorman converts on the layup.
Lakota West staying with that zone. Oldacre, a cross-court pass to Rezig. Her floater doesn't go, and newly checked in Lillian Ayler is going to be called to the foul. She's a junior for the Comets. Swung JV varsity last season and getting some good playing time this year. Of course, that name might sound familiar. Evan Ehlers, a senior on the Mason boys varsity squad. Flores taking the ball up the court. They get inside to Barry Noir. And she got in front of Lillian Ehlers, and that's already her second foul, and Rosano is going to have to come back in to get her.
Yeah, and Enwa doing a great job in the paint.
She's able to knock the first free throw down.
The Comets, tried to check in Ehlers to give Rosano a bit of a breather because Rosano played that whole first quarter. But foul trouble early.
2 for 2 trip for Noir. And the Comets leads cut to 7, and the Firebirds coming with a little bit of a three-quarter court press now.
Yeah, and one more foul from Mason, and Lakota West will be in the bonus, so that's something to watch on these next few possessions.
Lakota West has shot well from the line so far tonight, 5 for 6. Rezig looks inside to Oldacre. Oldacre had 4 defenders on her when she caught the ball. But she's able to get around a couple and get one to go. So Oldacre doesn't care about the defense. You can send as many as you want. She's still going to find a way to score.
Yeah, all night long, Lakota West putting at minimum 2 defenders on her, and it doesn't matter how many you throw. Oldacre's always going to find an open lane to the basket.
Over halfway through this second quarter, 3:20 to go, and Lakota West commits another turnover.
And almost all of the momentum they gained has kind of been deflated because of those turnovers.
The turnovers and the three-point shots by Mason are really the deflators.
I mean, we knew going in West was going to have to play a near flawless game to come away with a win. And Mason doing a good job forcing errors.
Mason coming with a little bit of a flex look. They'll try some high-low action. Kick out Rezig for 3. That one doesn't hit rim. Parrish looking inside. Rezig didn't look. And on the other end, Lily Johnson trying to push. Turnaround, bank shot, good for Lily Johnson.
And that's a really nice move from Johnson. Didn't play a lot at the beginning of the season, but has come on more as of late, and she's been a great offensive spark in this game.
More aggressive defense from Lakota West, but that's Johnson with a foul. Or excuse me, they're going to say that one was on Laura Braz. That would have been Lily Johnson's second, but fortunate for the Firebirds, it wasn't on her. Oldacre will kick out. Parrish now hasn't hit a 3 yet tonight. And can't connect on that one, but the offensive rebound
and that's
has
what
been there all afternoon.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you triple cover Kyla Oldacre. Somebody's going to be open. It was Parrish, shot that 3, but a quick offensive rebound, as we've seen all day.
For anyone, it's hard to rebound out of a zone, and especially when you're undersized. That's going to create a terrible matchup on the boards. Coach Andy Fishman thought his team could do it, and that there's going to be no good from Flores. 1:45 until we reach intermission. Daniels now takes another contested 3. This one just a little short. She thought she had it.
Comets, even though they're cooling off a little bit from behind the arc, they're going to take those every chance they get.
Parrish off of the Braz miss. Inside looking for Becca Sanders, but Sanders went a little too deep, and Matullo really unhappy with the no call. Flores, coast to coast, hits the pull-up jumper. And Andy Fishman laying into his team, only down 7 now. Get a big stop here, heading into halftime. 55 seconds to go. This might not necessarily be a situation where Mason's going to take the last shot. And it'll be a Rosano drive with a right hand on the left side, an awkward finish. but she gets it to go, and Lakota West wants a timeout. Andy Fishman is not happy with his team's defense. There's some confusion with the refs. I think it was just a timeout for subs, I believe was the call. So 45 seconds now. Mason coming with a press. Here's Gregory, 28 seconds on the clock. Takes a pull-up jumper. Front iron, no good. Rosano, good job by not touching that. And 23 seconds. Mason will likely get the last shot of this quarter, too. And it's funny, we always talk about how Mason always seems to get the last shot of each quarter, and that just speaks to their IQ and the coaching of Coach Rob Matula. And there's a foul off ball on Lakota West. I believe that one's coming on Dorman.
Yeah, that's another one of those unforced errors that we've talked about. You know, your team's only down by 9 points.
And Mason takes a timeout, 14 seconds on the clock. We'll head to a quick break. 28-19 right before halftime. Comets playing strong in the second quarter.
This is the most useless thing I know how to do. 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D, 5E, 6F, 7G, 8H.
I can whistle.
I can juggle.
I can bend my finger back really far.
I'm very popular on TikTok, and I can do some great TikTok dances.
I know how to knit blindfolded.
I can do the worm pretty good. Probably crochet.
String.
I'm good at writing in cursive. I know a bunch of card tricks and how to shuffle cards.
The best brand of water is Smart Water because
14 seconds on the clock. Mason's got the ball underneath out of bounds. Now, this is a weird situation because most teams like to run a play to get a basket right out of the out of bounds, but Mason will probably want the last shot. So there's going to 9 seconds. A deep three taken by Parrish. That one was a little rushed. So Lakota West will have a real shot here. 3 seconds on the clock. The drive from Gregory right before the buzzer. There's a foul on Daniels. Matula's not happy with that call. Well, he might not be happy with the call, but he might not be happy with the decision making from Daniels or Parrish on the other end.
Yeah, Parrish kind of took a rushed three, as you mentioned. Then here, 1.3 seconds left. You got to know, don't necessarily get in the way. Comets now have pushed Lakota West into the bonus with only 1 second left, so at least that's not gonna have too great of consequences.
1 second on the clock on the 1-and-1. Gregory gets both to go, and Parrish just dribbles it out. And at the end of the first half, 28-21 is the Comets' lead on this last game before we head into the OHSAA tournament bracket draw. Mason making a strong case. Stay with us for second half action.
if I had a boat, I'd probably name it the SS Rosano.
Parliament.
The Starlight.
I would name it the Peanutty.
BJ Baby, because that was my nickname freshman year.
Probably some boring name like Bert.
The Yoasty Posty boat, because that used to be my nickname.
SS Sander.
Renee.
I would name it Pearl.
If I had a boat, I'd probably name it Esquire. If I was dying for my last meal, I'd probably have lettuce wraps from P.F. Chang's.
Triple cheeseburger from McDonald's.
Sushi.
If I were dying, I would probably choose a seafood boil as my last meal.
Definitely pizza, ice cream, cinnamon rolls, ooh, Chipotle burrito, mac and cheese, fettuccine alfredo.
Definitely like fondue, like chocolate fondue.
The school pizza. Chipotle, white rice, chicken, steak, lettuce, pico, and sour cream on the side.
I would choose like a crab, a seafood boil, mainly with king crab and lobster tails.
My mom's pasta with chicken, broccoli, rice. I'd probably have a meatball sub.
Welcome back to Lakota West High School. Mason Comets have a 7-point lead over Lakota West in the last meaningful game for the playoff draw, and Old Acre is able to finish to start this third quarter. Andrew, what did you see in the first half?
Well, the story of this game has just been the difference between these two teams post play. The Comets have 14 total rebounds. They have 6 offensive rebounds. That's compared to Lakota West's 7 total rebounds, all on the defensive end. So the Comets have just dominated in the paint.
Old Acre and Gregory trade baskets to start off this third quarter. Barnes kicks it outside. Rosano, corner 3. That's her third of the game. Known for her post play, but she's knocked down 3 threes. The junior, Gabby Rosano.
Yeah, and Rosano's led the way offensively for the Comets. That's her 13th point, and the Comets haven't shot super well. They're 13 for 28, which a little under 50% isn't terrible, but 5 for 16 from 3.
A pull-up jumper from Flores gets blocked, and Lakota West will take it underneath out of bounds.
West just hasn't been able to find a rhythm. It feels like whenever they get momentum, the Comets, particularly Kyla Oldacre, are able to stop it away.
And there's another mid-range basket. This time it's Emily Dorman. Both teams trading baskets to start this third quarter, and one for the senior All-American Kyla Oldacre. Her bread and butter, getting down low, finishing through contact. You know, Oldacre is someone teams never leave alone. She has to get used to finishing with a lot of defenders around her. And it's almost like she's better that way now.
Yeah, those are the types of plays that just prove she's a special player. There are only a few in the country, as she's a McDonald's All-American, that can do that with so much pressure on them.
Rezic gets the offensive rebound, 3 from Parrish now. She hasn't been able to get anything going from the field.
0 for 6 from 3 tonight. So Parrish just has not had it going offensively.
That three's no good, and Lakota West has struggled rebounding all afternoon, but they get an offensive one here.
Yeah, that's their first offensive rebound of the game.
Billy Johnson having trouble with it. Good defense from Joy Rezic, and she forces a travel.
7th turnover today, just those unforced errors are keeping them out of this game.
Lakota West with a 3/4 court press. This three is going to be taken by Braden Johnson. That's no good, but off the hands of Benoit. Lakota West substitution now. That's going to be Braz. And a good cut by Maddie Parrish. No foul called on 2 attempts with a lot of contact. Finally, she gets the block call and will go to the line to shoot 2. A weird play there from Parrish, but props to her for sticking with it, not giving up. That's the kind of player Maddie Parrish is.
Yeah, Parrish, she may be a guard, but she still has good size for the position. She's able to get in the paint.
She knocks down the first of 2.
Those are her first points of the game.
You know, even when she's quiet from the floor, only 1 point tonight so far, make it 2. She still made an impact on the boards defensively, and she has a few assists as well.
Yeah, 3 rebounds. That would be the most if she was playing for Lakota West. So the point guard for the Comets has more rebounds than any player for Lakota West. I think that speaks to the style of play the Comets have had today.
Well, there she is getting a steal, and the pass now to Rosano, knocked out of her hands. But, you know, you say that, but it's all – we talk about the height of Lakota West. Maddie Parrish is the point guard of this Mason team and is taller than most of these Lakota West players, point guard through center.
Yeah, it's part of what makes this Comets team so hard to defend, because everybody can beat you at pretty much every layer of the court. As Rosano, the big man, that's her 4th 3 of the game.
How about Rosano? She's played well inside tonight and making all the impact outside. 16 points so far in this one.
And Rosano, if she played on any other team that didn't have Kyla Oldacre, she probably would be used mostly as a post player. having Oldacre allows her to space the floor more, and she's been very successful tonight doing that.
Well, the question mark coming into the season was, all right, you have Oldacre and you have Rosano, two players that are over 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", and it's how do you play with both of them? And they had to ask Rosano to be able to step out and play a little bit, and she's past that and been playing awesome on the outside. And the drive from Parrish, her first field goal of the game. Comets retake a 15-point lead now, starting to break away from the Firebirds. 4:35 to go in the third quarter. The drive from Flores. Too much contact there from Oldacre. First free throw is good from Flores.
West has been very good from the line. Only missed one. So that improves them to 8 for 9.
Mason having no trouble with the pressure from Lakota West. The Firebirds will drop back into their 2-3 zone. Oldacre, 4 defenders on her. They're going to call her with a travel. Picked up her pivot foot. Oldacre hasn't had the best of games so far, but they haven't really needed her to.
Yeah, really contrasted her game last time these two teams played, where she just absolutely dominated. 19 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Had some blocks as well, but it's been Lakota West's game plan with that 2-3 zone to neutralize her, and the Comets have just attacked them in other ways, particularly from beyond the arc.
There's a drive here from Dorman. A block from Maddie Parrish. You know, there's the defense we've been talking about.
Slowly but surely, the Comets pulling away. Lead now all the way up to 13.
Out of bounds off of Rosano. Lakota West will get another opportunity underneath out of bounds. Flores finally gets it into Dorman. On the drive, and Lily Johnson takes the 3. Rebound battled for, won by the Firebirds. 3:34 to go until we reach the end of the third. And a great job by Braden Johnson drawing the charge from Kiera Gregory. Rob Matul is going to be very happy with that effort, putting your body on the line. But you know, he's not content until the final buzzer sounds. And Braden Johnson will turn the ball right over, stepping on the line. Mason sticking with their aggressive man. Defense. Lily Johnson loses her footing as she's trying to create a move for the crossover, and it'll go out of bounds. Kind of an unfortunate turnover there for Lakota West, and Lakota West has to have a little more urgency if they want to come back into this game.
Yeah, the Comets have shown, you know, they're happy to just whip the ball around.
Oldacre inside draws the foul. That one is coming on Braz.
And Oldacre hasn't taken a ton of shots today, but when she has, there's been a lot of defenders on her, and she's still been able to be very effective. And 3 for 3 from the free throw line. This is one of her best performances to date from the charity stripe.
Yeah, and it's funny how we always talk about And Old Laker's not having the best of games, but she still has 13 points right now, and we're a little over halfway through the third quarter. That's just the kind of player Old Acre is. It's been a very quiet 13, now 14 points for her.
Yeah, and there's every once in a while she'll have a game like she did last time these two teams faced where it's just obvious that she's dominating. And then today, just been a part of the offense and still has 14 points.
She's not drawing as many fouls as usual, but that's to the not as many shot attempts. And the mid-range jumper knocked down by Dorman. There's been a few collapses in Mason's defense, but other than that, Lakota West hasn't been able to hit a lot of contested shots. Amanda Barnes comes to clean up the dirty work, and she'll get fouled head of the line.
And Barnes hasn't played as much tonight as usual. She started, but only had about 4 minutes in the first half. But what was 1 for 1. And she knocks down the free throw, so she's been efficient.
She did have foul trouble in the first half, picked up 2 early in the first quarter. She's able to go 2 for 2 from the line, and she's kind of that glue player for the Comets where she'll kind of fix any patches that you need her to. You never know what you're going to expect from her, but you know she's going to be there and be consistent.
Yeah, never much of a stat stuffer, but there's always a consistent, looking at points, rebounds, assists, even blocks or steals. She's always got something in those categories.
Even with foul trouble like she does today. Comets will go to a zone. And the first possession in a zone, Lakota West is going to draw a foul off the drive from Benoit. That foul will come on Amanda Barnes, I believe. Rosano comes back into the game. And Waugh took one too many steps before dribbling, and she'll turn it over. We've seen a few too many of those unforced turnovers for Lakota West with 1:41 to go in the third. They still trail the Comets by 15. Sanders thinks about a 3, a nice drive, but they're going to say no shot. They're going to call a charge on her. Matula is very unhappy with that call.
Yeah, the Comets had really nice ball movement on that play. Sanders had a lane and a little too aggressive. The refs called it. Matula obviously upset about that.
I think Matula, judging by trying to read his lips, I think Matula was more upset with the decision-making from Sanders than the actual call, asking her why she had to drive. There's not a lot of time left in this third quarter. They don't need to be too aggressive. And that's why Sanders checks right back out. That's Lillian Ehlers checking in.
Yeah, Matula's an old school coach. If you make a mistake, he's not afraid to pull you.
Parrish now trying to go coast to coast. A nice dish to Gabby Rosano. Some two-man action from the freshman and the junior. This Mason team's got a bright future.
Yeah,
you usually don't say that about a team who has an All-American on the way out next year, but this team is so deep.
Yeah, Old Acre, the only one on the way out.
That foul will come on Ehlers. I think that's her third.
But I feel like we've been saying the Comets have had a bright future for like 3 years now. Rosano was really had a really talented, coming in as a freshman, was very productive that year. Missed last year with a knee injury. The Comets still had a successful season, and now her junior year, continuing that breakout.
A deep three going to be taken by Gregory. She'll knock that down. Gregory's really been the only source of offense consistently for this Lakota West team. There's 30 seconds now until the third is over.
Yeah, first half Gregory was 0 for 3, but this second half she's really improved. And like you said, has been their top offensive option. She's their leading scorer on the season, almost 11 a game.
Parrish is going to dribble out, try to take the last shot. 10 seconds on the clock now. Sanders gets it over to Daniels, 4 on the clock. Parrish gonna have to take a shot. Daniels at the buzzer, can't get it to go, and at the end of 3, Collins with a 14-point lead, 48-34 over the Lakota West Firebirds. Stay with us here on Mason Sports Radio.
When I was a little kid, I wanted to be like a singing astronaut, like a famous singer, but also like a famous astronaut. I think I wanted to be a veterinarian.
A chiropractor.
When I was little, I wanted to be a veterinarian.
I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be just like Justin Bieber, so.
Either an actress or a lawyer.
A pro gymnast. A farmer.
A vet.
I wanted to be a surgeon, but definitely not anymore.
I wanted to be the president. Not anymore. If I was a crayon, I'd want to be the purple one because purple's my favorite color. A white crayon because nobody used it.
A multicolored one.
I would be pink because that's my favorite color.
Purple because that's my favorite color.
Magenta because it's really fun to say.
The blue one because it's just the best.
I would be a purple crayon because loyalty.
The periwinkle crayon because it's my mom's favorite color.
I like Purple Mountain Majesty. I feel like that's a good crayon color.
Third quarter over, and the Comets got that 14-point lead. This first matchup was a little more lopsided, but Mason's starting to pull away. Mason's going to come with a 2-3 zone here. That's what it started to look like, but confusion with their man, and one almost can't get it to go. Amara Flores, she'll go to the line. She's that workhorse for Lakota West. She hasn't gone away yet and has not spent a lot of time on the bench so far today.
No, Flores seems to have an unrelenting motor. Had 13 shot attempts last time these two teams played and is probably quickly approaching that number tonight, or this afternoon. Oldacre checks in.
Flores gets both free throws to go. And the Comet leads cut to 12. Fourth quarter just started. If you're just joining us, Mason has kind of controlled all game, but haven't been able to break away by too much. Rosano driving baseline. That'll be Daniels for 3. He knocks that one down. That's her second 3 of the game. Presley Daniels, the sophomore. Noir driving on Rosano. Left-handed finish is good. Barry Noir has had a couple of really good finishes in the second half.
Yeah, she's been one of the more consistent performers tonight. She's probably been the only one to be able to have any presence in the post.
Parrish, miscommunication with Daniels, and now all the way down the floor. And one for Amara Flores. And this Firebird team refuses to quit. There's an injury down on the floor. That's Maddie Parrish. Hopefully she's okay. We'll head to an injury timeout. We'll be back here for the rest of the fourth quarter.
Hi, my name is Leila Sheikh, and I'm a member of the Mason Hope Squad. Hope Squad is a peer-to-peer suicide prevention and mental health awareness program here at MHS and at the Mason Middle School. We have over 50 Hope Squad members ranging across all 4 grades. We spread our awareness through social media posts on our Instagram and Twitter, as well as flyers throughout the school and just speaking to peers throughout the year. Something we did recently was hang up our See Something, Say Something posters in every classroom, so resources are readily available for you, friends, and teachers alike. If you or anyone you know need any type of support, please reach out to anyone wearing Hope Squad pins, shirts, and or just gear in general, and we would be willing to help and support anyone who's in need. Thank you so much.
Good sign for Comet fans as Maddie Parrish is able to walk off the floor on her own power without a limp or anything. But not without the and one from Amara Flores. She tries to complete the three-point play. 6:30 on the clock. And she's able to. Comets no trouble with this three-quarter press again, but as soon as they get it past half court, Mason will be forced to take a timeout.
Good, a Mason timeout.
Braden Johnson had trouble with it in the corner.
We've seen increased intensity from Lakota West's defense, finally starting to play with that urgency.
This is a Mason team that not only has won 16 games out of 18, but they haven't had a lot of problems in those 16 wins as well, even against Princeton. They kind of control that game all the way through, and Princeton's probably their best win of the season. That's going to be very interesting to see what that tournament draw is tomorrow. The top three teams in Cincinnati will likely be Mason, Mount Notre Dame, and Princeton in no particular order. Coming out of the timeout, Presley Daniels brings the ball up the court. Rosano thought about a three. He's going to pass it around the perimeter. Lakota West would come with a little more pressure than normal, trying to have a little bit of a sense of urgency. Oldacre almost loses it, gets it back to Daniels in the corner, and she gets fouled on her three-point attempt. There's a sense of calmness in Oldacre's game that's been improved from last season, and there it is. She lost it at first, but able to get it right back and make the nice pass to Daniels. And Daniels able to knock down the first.
Oldacre's definitely been more poised this season. Carried herself like a McDonald's All-American, and I think it's improved every aspect of her game, relying a lot more on her craft more than just her physical dominance.
Another reason this Mason future is so bright, she's only a sophomore.
Yeah, Presley Daniels, Becca Sanders, two sophomores that get a lot of playing time for the Comets. Obviously, Maddie Parrish, the freshman, and then a whole lot of juniors.
3 for 3 from the line for Daniels, 5:45 on the clock. Mason trying to keep this 13-point lead, and they'll go into the tournament draw tomorrow with a 17-2 record. That's a resume that's hard to beat. Step back three, no good, taken by Gregory. Another offensive rebound for Lakota West, but thrown over the head of Inwa. And we'll go the other direction.
Yeah, and kind of surprising to see, but Maddie Parrish is back in the game. So that's a great sign that she's healthy enough to play. I thought maybe as a precaution, double-digit lead, they would hold her out, but hey, if she's healthy.
That's not the mindset of Rob Matula. He knows any lead isn't safe, and even if it is safe, he wants to keep pouring on. Oldacre, a nice hop step and gets it to go. Oldacre has really worked on her moves on the outside, and last year it seemed like it was all just passing the ball to her inside. That's the only way she scored, but now she can kind of create for herself when she gets the ball on the perimeter or at the free throw line.
Yeah, Oldacre was already a top recruit in the nation, but most of those recruiting rankings are based off of last season. Yeah. I think if they redid it, obviously they won't because the commitment, she would be a lot higher. The things she can do at that size are just very, very special.
Mason's going to pass the ball around. 15-point lead at 4:20 to go in this game. Parrish with it. We talked about her injury, but she seems to be doing okay. No limp or anything. Kick inside to Oldacre. She'll just pass it right back out. Lakota West trying to pressure this Mason team, but Mason's doing a nice job of handling it. Under 4 minutes to go now. Nice kick from Oldacre inside to Amanda Barnes. Perfect basketball and ball movement from this Comet team. What a cut from Barnes. And the dish from the 5-star center, Kyla Oldacre.
And we've seen that all year long. Amanda Barnes cutting inside toward the basket, and whether it's Oldacre, Parrish, Rosano, just finding her for some easy buckets. It's part of the reason she's at the top of the GMC rankings, or stand in field goal percentage. And a bad foul there for Oldacre. That's her third of the game.
That'll be Barry and Waugh going to the line. Able to knock down the first free throw. 3:16 to go. What is Lakota West going to have to do to get themselves back into this game?
Well, Lakota West, they have to be mistake-free, and they need to get the three-point shot knocking down, which they just have not been able to do today. Because the Comets are just dominating inside the paint. They're moving the ball around, and with only 3 minutes left, I just think that's gonna continue. Ooh, Rosano looked open in the paint.
Mason in no rush, though. .252 to go. At another sports news, I feel like we have to talk about it as Parrish loses the handle on that one. Tom Brady announcing his retirement. We both talked about it at the break. We thought he had a little bit more in him, but he's taking his time off. Said he wants to enjoy his family as Oldacre draws a foul.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me that the GOAT is finally hanging up the cleats. He's been playing both of our entire lives, and the NFL just won't be, this whole sports world will not be the same without him. Excited to see his next venture.
There's going to be a timeout, I believe. Lakota West went to their huddle for a second. I'm not sure what that was for. But Oldacre will start the 1-1. Mason finally is in the bonus. And Oldacre knocks down the first. We talked about it earlier, but she's continuing her free throw. Good free throw performance today.
Yeah, she's 5 for 5 from the line. That's fantastic shooting. She makes it 6 for 6. You know, Lakota East kind of exploited that using the hack-a-shack model on Wednesday, but today West hasn't really done that as much, and Oldacre still getting to the line 6 times just because of her style of play, and she has punished them for it.
Another and one. This time it's for Gregory. Lakota West has been trying to get themselves back into the game with some really nice finishes.
Yeah, their offense has been pretty good in the fourth quarter, really, but defensively, Mason just matching every score.
And the three-point play is completed by Gregory. Cut the lead to 14 with 2:15 to go in this matchup.
And West, they've made every free throw but one. They've been so effective from the line. It's just been those turnovers and the inability to stop Mason's offense.
Mason's handling this pressure pretty well. 2 minutes to hang on, complete the season sweep of Lakota West, and Rosano gets hers to go. Ref's going to stop play. The ball escaped a little bit.
And Rosano now has 20 points on the night, so a terrific offensive performance from her. Those 4 three-pointers definitely going to stand out.
And Waugh now. Billy Johnson on the backdoor cut, couldn't get open. Gregory dribbled it off her foot, but was able to get it back. 1:26 on the clock. Pull-up jumper, no good from Flores. finally taken by Barnes, but she throws it away. Gregory can't get it to go. Back and forth. Finally, there's going to be a foul on Oldacre, I believe. That's what it will be. That'll send Amara Flores to the line.
Yeah, Oldacre has 4 fouls. Surprised to see Matula not check her out of the game.
First free throw's good for Flores. That'll make it a 62-47 game. She goes 2 for 2. And Andy Fishman wants a timeout. 1:14 to go. Stay with us for the finish of this game. Coming out of the timeout, we only got 1:10 on the clock. Comets do have that 14-point lead, trying to complete the season sweep of Lakota West.
Showing a lot of patience offensively. West doing everything in their power to get that ball back.
Not sure if you're going to see Lakota West in a position to want a foul. It's a large lead for Mason. But there's a foul there, and one for Kyla Oldacre. Earlier we were talking about how quiet she is, but she's got 20 points now.
Yeah, maybe she heard us because this is one of her top best offensive performances of the season. I said, I called this game last time these two teams played, and Oldacre dominated. 19 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and she has 20, possibly 21 if she can make this free throw. She's been perfect from the free throw line.
She's been someone who, if you keep her out of foul trouble, she can be very consistent for this Comet squad. And you know, that's to be expected with the All-American. She got honored on Thursday.
Yeah, the third All-American in Mason history behind following Michelle Munoz and Sammy Puisis' footsteps. And Oldacre might be the very best of the group. Yeah. That's a tall order.
Well, Fishman takes a timeout. You know, we'll see. She'll have a chance to prove that playing up against Sammy Puisis at Florida State. Miami and Florida State, two rivals in the ACC.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Matula is looking forward to that. Two of the best players he's ever coached matching up in the Atlantic Conference.
That's one we'll be excited for. Hey, we might have to email Florida State or Miami, see if Mason Sports Radio can go cover that game.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of Mason fans want to see that one.
The Comets, a lot of Comets playing at the next level. Lauren Van Clunen for Marquette had a very successful season, you know, using that COVID eligibility. She's been dominant this year.
Jalen Mason had a good career over at Arkansas recently, too. Rob Matula produces a lot of talent.
Yeah, this girls' basketball team might, compared to any other Mason sport, produce more Division I talent.
There's a foul on Mason. I think that's coming on Barnes. Barnes has been unlucky with a couple of these foul calls we've seen in this game.
Yeah, kept her off the floor a lot in the first half just because she got those 2 early foul calls there. It's now her 3rd, so she's been able to stay out of foul trouble this half.
First free throw's no good there from Flores, or excuse me, that's Gregory on the line.
Yeah, that's a rare miss, and Oldacre gonna check out of the game.
She'll get a standing ovation, finishes the night with 20 points.
Rosano also checking out. She had 20 points as well. Parrish added a lot defensively.
So the front court duo and Gabby Rosano and Kyla Oldacre going to be very important going forward. We talked about all night how the OHSAA tournament bracket draw is tomorrow at 2 o'clock. You know, you'll be lucky to be one of the higher seeds because you want to get out of there and watch the Bengals game.
Yeah, and going in this tournament, I don't know if there is a duo in this state better than Rosano and Oldacre. You know, some of the best players in this state are guards, right? They're Chance Gray, KK Bransford, so very few teams are going to have the firepower to keep up with the Comets. And what a block from Riley Yost. So that's going to conclude the game.
64-51, the Comets complete the season sweep of the Lakota West Firebirds and move to 17-2 on the season. That's their record going into the bracket draw tomorrow. And hopefully by tomorrow or Monday we'll have more information on where the Comets head in the state tournament. Bright future for this team as they complete a 64-51 victory. Thanks for joining us on the afternoon. Be sure to stick with us tonight at Oak Hills for the boys matchup. Mason at Oak Hills, the second one of the weekend. But from tonight, I'm Ben Haller alongside Andrew Little. Adam Little's the director, Lucas Kleinmeyer behind the cameras. Thanks for joining in.